filter. There we go. Okay. Hi, everybody. Today it's Tuesday, February the 24th of 2026. It's 12:18 a.m. Pacific Eastern Time. Welcome to Lasha's Take. If you're interested in Lady Victoria Harvey's opinion in reference to Prince Andrew, stick around, because over the last 4 or 5 years, I've probably listened and wasted 2 weeks of my life in hours listening to Lady Victoria Harvey stick up for Prince Andrew. Lady Victoria Harvey is pure evil. She, usually I'll name the shows that she's on, and you can find her everywhere because she just won't shut the F up. She won't shut up. And she still defends Andrew Windsor Mountbatten, or Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, who is literally in a picture with a little boy with a toy of a breast, playing with a child. It's a soccer ball, and it's plastic made out of a breast. It would have had to have been specially made, or it would have been from an SEX shop. Rich people are weird, okay? We've heard the grossest things on the planet. I also want to say this. I don't know. However, nothing has changed from the beginning of time. Lady Victoria Harvey is absolutely a disgrace. She, I don't even know how to repeat the words she says because they're evil and so wrong. She accuses the victims of Jeffrey Epstein as being crazy, prostitutes, drug addicts, and they would go for the money. And then she defended Epstein and said, Epstein didn't drink, he doesn't drink, and he didn't do drugs. And, this might seem a little conspiracy-like, but do you know I counted in an interview? She said it was almost 59 times. What English woman have you ever heard speak and say, I don't think that's a really good look, and, Virginia Giuffre was just nothing but a prostitute. Really, Lady Victoria Harvey, any people that have her on the show. Also, everything's landing on Andrew. That's why I said, why did Epstein take the picture of Virginia, Andrew, and Ghislaine when he's a blackmail operator and he gives the picture to Virginia? Why? So what, she could trump and use that card someday? I don't know. I think he had a soft spot for her, and that's why Ghislaine Maxwell would hurt her. And I think that they sent Harry and Meghan over to the States. How many years have we all spent online listening to the royal mess, right? Piers Morgan, Candace Owens, right? We listen to the same channels, I'm sure, right? Lady Victoria Harvey is an absolute disgrace. I bet you she's paid by Andrew and Sarah Ferguson. Sarah's off. She's going to write a book. Will Prince Andrew be arrested? He should be. 100%. You know, the Queen would have known about all of this from the top. And I'm sorry, and people are going to slam me for this. When I would look at Queen Elizabeth, she always looked like she wanted to punch somebody in the face. The way I feel about Lady Victoria Harvey. If it wasn't for Virginia Giuffre, if it wasn't for Andrew Lowney, we would know nothing. And why did the DOJ retract the victims' names? They didn't retract, but they retracted all of the politicians who do shit all. I always wondered, why are there so many fat cats and starving dogs? Because cats are sneaky. And the reason that 1% of the population make it financially is because you need to be a sociopath and walk on everybody and steal, cheat, and lie. And we're the ones that literally in a pyramid, if you think of a pyramid scheme, that's how global order is going to prevail. And something, I don't know what, but I pray to God. I'm not even going to say what I think, but I watched it was with Robert De Niro, and it was called Zero Day. It was called Zero Day, and everything went black, like electricity, all of that. And that movie, Into the Woods, those movies were made in 2007, 2008, right? And the movie Contagion with Gwyneth Paltrow and Matt Damon was like COVID. It actually happened. They made a movie about it. I want to figure out the pyramid. I don't understand the semantics of the stock market. I don't understand anything in reference to trading secrets and information about who to call what trader, about this. I don't understand any of that. But you don't have to be a genius to know that people that really get ahead are very, very smart. And the reason we hear about people wanting hot dogs and pizza is because people get rich and bored, and they need to do riskier and more obtuse behaviors to get dopamine rushes. And if Lady Victoria Harvey thinks that all those girls were drug addicts, if you were abused by Epstein, I would want to stick a needle in my arm too. Shame on Lady Victoria Harvey. Shame on Andrew. Shame on Charles. Shame on William. Everybody thinks that William and Catherine are squeaky clean. You don't think they knew? They were all complicit. All of them. Lady Victoria Harvey and Andrew are making fools of the royal family. The best thing that ever happened to the royal family was Lady Diana. And I don't care if everybody thinks that she was crazy. I don't. Lady Diana Spencer, I remember the day she passed away. I'm 55 in July. And, you know, The reason I say this about Epstein and the picture is it was obvious blackmail material Virginia could have used down the road. And people think I'm crazy thinking that. It makes no sense, that that's the one picture that she had that got everything out. Right? He's part of intelligence. Lex Wexner. I will not shop at Bath, Body and Beyond. I will not go to Victoria's Secret or I will not shop anywhere except products in Canada. And Donald Trump thought that he was going to drain the swamp. He sure did. With his pants down. I want to read these comments. Oh, and for those of you that have taken 11 minutes and 3 seconds of your life from about 12:18 until now, thank you very much. And I hope that you're listening, obviously, because you agree or disagree, and these subjects are interesting, you and myself. But my question is, what do we do about it? Because when you think about the pyramid, it goes like this and like this, right? You know what I mean? A pyramid. Oh, I can't do that. Walk like an Egyptian. That was a great song. And now you can't even sing it. Sorry. Let me put on my glasses here. Hello, Pika. Yes, I live in Canada. Yes, he did get arrested and then he was released. And now they're trying to figure out, I guess, what to do with him. Because I don't really understand what trade envoy does. I don't know. Do they trade secrets? And like, who rings that bell at the stock market? See, I think you have to understand finances in order to really understand why they use us to get rich. Because I'm a starving dog and they're fat cats. And it's not right. It's sickening. It's making me angry. Like, Canada, can we get together and go to Ottawa and have a rally? Pierre Trudeau, not Justin. Pierre Trudeau was in his 50s and he married a 19-year-old. And there was a woman trafficked, transported to him. And they do this in containers. And they procure very vulnerable women. And for Lady Victoria Harvey to call them drug addicts and prostitutes. And she's still trying to fight the battle for Andrew, and it's over. Lady Victoria Harvey, shame on you. I don't know where you got the name Lady from. I haven't followed your Instagram like. I'm not interested like. Because I just watched you for 5 minutes like, and it was so like sick like. She makes me, I've never seen a woman that makes me so angry. Usually when you see something in somebody else and you don't like it, it's because it reminds you of yourself. If you have hate in your heart, you can't love. If you don't have a pure heart, how are you supposed to give pure love? If you're pure and good, how can you hurt somebody for money? So why do we all sit here and take it? There's nothing worse than falling from grace. You know, I remember the government going after Lance Armstrong like it was, I just said like, sorry. Lance Armstrong won 7 Tour de France's. Everybody was cheating, but Americans always win. I mean, they win at the Olympics. Canada did terrible, worst in 17 years apparently. This Olympics, sorry, I'm shouting. I need to change my voice, intonation. But anyways, what do you all think? Yes, I hope he does. Lasha. Oh, thank you so much, J. Bella. How are you? Did Charlie Kirk get revived as a... Who's this? JX10X1S? That's a good one. Hello, Bobby. Hi, Bobby. In the fifth. In the fifth with Les Wexner? That's right. Didn't the lawyer say, if you say one more effing word, I'm going to kill you? Something like that, allegedly, apparently. Oh, and YouTube, anything that I'm saying, don't listen, don't subscribe. Whatever you do, don't watch, okay? Because I'm just crazy. I'm a crazy person sitting behind a Canadian flag telling the truth. So, you know, but I'll follow your rules. Pizza and hot dogs. And grape soda. What do you think the grape soda represents? This, and I don't even want to say the word, cannibalism. That's a thing? Well, it sure didn't make any of them look younger, I'll tell you that much. In fact, all those people look old, haggard, and mean. You know what I mean? Pardon the pun? Like M-E-A-N and... No, there is no word spelled M-E-E-N, is there? No, it's all M-E-A-N. Okay. Like a meaning or you're mean. Anyways, I'm getting off track. High truth tone. Anyways, I just wanted to share that with you because I honestly, I'm having a little difficulty sleeping tonight. And Trevor and I did a live tonight. So if you want to laugh, Trevor did some imitations tonight of me. You'll kill yourself laughing. For anybody that's watched this channel, and it's kind of embarrassing because I've been on here for 3 years. And Cheer Denise started the same time I did, and she has 200,000 people that watch her and listen to her because she's so intelligent. This woman is beyond the pale of intelligence. She's precipitous, she's not obtuse, she's clever, she's funny, and I don't care. I mean, like, I love that you guys are here because I would not be putting up this video if I had somebody to talk to about this stuff in real life. I would talk to them. But nobody in real life wants to talk about this. YouTube is like a different world. And then she was saying that the girls were on MK Ultra. Maybe Jeffrey Epstein did do that. I don't think that's too far out of the stretch, Lady Victoria, but I don't think that the girls were MK altering themselves. I mean, this woman has to go. Lady Victoria Harvey, go. Go. I want everybody right into Maureen Callahan and Megyn Kelly from The Nerve and get Maureen Callahan to interview Lady Victoria Harvey. I would love to watch that. Lady Victoria Harvey and Maureen Callahan on The Nerve. Let's go. Sorry, I'm feeling a little aggressive tonight. Anyways, what did you say? Oogly boogly? Rich people don't have a consumer mindset. They acquire assets and invest selling more than they buy. Exactly. And that's so true, Latone. That's so true. I just don't understand how the stock market works in any way. So if I really want to be successful and on this channel, I started this channel. You know why I started the channel? And Trevor was talking about this today, but this is why I started the channel. Don't mind my Fruit of the Loom socks. But I was in a wheelchair for a year because a doctor thought it was a really good idea when I broke my femur right? When I was 46. And he put the bar on the front of my leg and under my kneecap. And then he thought that putting nails, like nails bigger than this, 2 of them like this, right underneath my kneecap, like this, but underneath the knees. And look at that hole. Like I can drink wine out of there. I can eat yogurt. It's like, no wonder I've turned into a fruitcake. A year in a wheelchair and 4 surgeries to correct what a surgeon did. And he didn't say a fucking word. Not a fucking word. Royal Victoria Hospital, Barrie, Ontario, Canada. My name is Lasha. It's actually Lisa. However, Lasha is Ukrainian for Lisa. And I've talked very disgracefully about my father's side of the family, and I've realized now at this age, things are a lot more complicated than it seems. And if any of the Ryankos watch this, I always loved my father. I never wanted to be away from him. I think Lady Victoria hits a nerve with me because when you're hurt as a child, it doesn't go away. It never goes away. I don't care what anybody says. It doesn't. That shapes who you are. Your personality is formed by the time you're 3. It stays with you. Unless you really work on yourself. Am I a guy? Some people have asked me that. No, I'm not. I'm a woman. I am all woman. I am woman, hear me roar. Are you a dude or just a Canadian? Oh, I get it. Oh, no, I'm a dude, eh? Yes, I'm a Canadian, female. All female. Wait. All female, I have to show you. Oh, and you know what? If you go to some of my old shorts, like my old short videos, they're actually really good. Because when I got out of that wheelchair, I threw away, my leg was like this for like a year. And then it took me 3 years to be able to bend it. Right? And so, I mean, I can lift my leg. Oh, wait, I'm off balance because it's late tonight. But like I can lift my leg, and I taught myself how to dance, even on toe shoes. And so if you go to old shorts or popular shorts on this channel, there are a lot of dances that I did totally impromptu. I never come on rehearsed. I used to be a trainer. Why am I talking about myself? Who cares? Sorry. I'm doing well today. Hello, Oak Ridge. You believe me? Thank you so much. Ew, Canada. Hello, Dart Foray. Short is own. Yes. Thank you. And Jay Bella, thank you for saying that I've been looking better lately. I've been treating myself better. Thank you for the love bombs there. I love that. It's like that movie about, what's her name? Bella or whatever. And what was her name? Belle Gibson? And that movie about her scam and the app, and she said she had cancer, but she didn't. It was on Netflix, but I remember seeing her interviewed. Why did I just bring Belle Gibson up? Because somebody said, oh, I know, somebody just sent me hearts. And so what they were trying to show in this movie to relate to the person instead of looking at the person as one totality of evil. Because she wasn't. She was clearly traumatized as a child, and she did some horrible things and made some mistakes, but she didn't stab anybody. One other Netflix series that's really interesting, if you're interested in dealing with childhood trauma, and Lady Victoria Harvey is completely disingenuous. I don't even, actually, she believes what she's saying. That's what's so fucked up. She believes it. Like, when you think about it, okay, I'm not going to talk about that. That is not a nice conversation. It's not polite conversation. But I'm just saying, what do we do about these perverts? What do we do, Canada? I don't know. Thank you for sticking with. I enjoyed all of you. And the channel I started on change.org to expose this surgeon. That's why I started it, for a non-donation charity. And I've given out, actually Manna is the last raffle winner, and she got a $50 gift certificate. I don't even monetize. I do this 4 times a year as a thank you to everybody. So like, I'll put a post up and I'll say, pick one video for this month, and you have to watch the video, tell me what I need to do better. I don't want any compliments, okay? What do I need to do to improve, in your opinion, okay? And then what I do is I take this hat, and Trevor's going to be putting together a video. Like, he's going to pick out all the footage, the old footage of the raffles, to show how it's done. And so then what I do is I cut everybody's name out. So I'll put like the post up, and then all you have to do is put your name in the comments, right? And then just write in the comments which video you watched and what could we do better. And whoever participates, there needs to be at least 10 people. It's not fun if there's 3 people. You know what I mean? So then I cut out everybody's name individually. I put it in this hat, and I pick a name. Okay? And so we do it live. That's what we do. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say. And I think Virginia Giuffre is a hero, and she lost her life for it. She was abused between her father and neighbor. Then she was abused at supposed safe houses. Then she was in one trafficking ring, then another one. That's all she knew. How is she to survive that? By the end of her life, she had fibromyalgia, a broken neck, and a husband who was beating her up. Who can take that much suffering? So I'm not like religious, and I would never ever put, like, if somebody's an atheist, that's cool with me. I don't care. Hey, whatever makes you happy, and if you're a good person, that's what matters to me. And the one thing I like about a channel that's a little smaller, it'd be really nice to make money, of course, but I know most of the people on this channel. You know, I've actually made a couple of friends, and it's really nice. So yeah, it's a nice channel. It's fun. Listen, that's all I wanted to say. I call it the RAP community, WRAP, and it means welcoming, respecting aspects of people. I remember in the day they would say, it's not you, it's about the behavior. Well, aren't our behaviors who we are? Is it that simple? Or are there contributing factors? Meaning, are we completely responsible for our decisions, reactions, and emotions at every moment of every day? Or are things nuanced and more complicated? Anyways, I'm giving up being a jerk. I can be a jerk sometimes. Meaning, I never get angry. No, that's not true. I get angry. We all get angry. But this Lent, I'm just really trying to treat myself well. And these are habits that I don't, like giving something up just for 40 days and then going back to it, to me, isn't a change. You know, Jesus in the desert, that story. And Lent, and he rises. And it's it. One thing I want to say about Christ rising, if you don't believe that, that's fine. And I didn't for a long time. I did not believe it. But when you think about like scientific, like I just said it again. I've said it 4 times or 5 times already. Romans were professional assassins. And did you ever watch The Passion of Christ with Mel Gibson and people thought he was an anti-Semite because it was in Aramaic? Wasn't that one of the first languages? You know? Come on. He's not an anti-Semite. Why would anybody be an anti-Semite or a racist? That's ridiculous. It's about human behavior. We're just animals that have the capability of so much more than we do. And I want to get out there and do something. Like, I mean, we all do, but we all talk about these things collectively. But what do you do? And that's what's so frustrating, because even when you think of slavery back in the plantations in Mississippi, there would be 1,000 people in a jail and tortured, and there were 6 or 7 men. Why are people afraid to try to overcome that power? And the fact that Virginia Giuffre, she must have been so far deep into the Epstein sphere and has seen so much. The Queen paid her out. William and Catherine lost such a teaching moment with Virginia Giuffre. They could have used Andrew as an example of what not to do, and taken her in and been real with her. But see, they're not real. Do you think William's a nice guy? Really? And Catherine? I don't know. I'm really starting to have doubts about the royal family, and it saddens me. But Lady Victoria Harvey, still on a rampage about Andrew's innocence, is very suspect to me. That's weirdly. She's doing it for money. And also she thinks that she's gorgeous, of course. Like, sorry, I'm being horrible tonight. I am. I'm being horrible. I'd never talk this way. If you look at my old videos, I'm so quiet and... But today it fired me up listening to Lady Victoria Harvey. I couldn't believe it. Just stunned. And I've listened to her before, but before all of this was out, and she's still rationalizing it. And that's sickening. I don't conduct videos. I do lives whenever the spirit moves me. Usually it's twice a week. If you'd like to join in, it'd be fun. And thanks for hanging with me tonight. I needed to talk, and there are people here. And all you 27 and the 7 likes, thank you so kindly. And that is a wrap. And I wish you a great Tuesday, February the 24th of 2026. So on a good note, let's just, Lasha, I'm projecting. I am just going to stay in the light, and I'm not listening to this darkness anymore. But then if you ignore it, you're being complicit too. This is very complicated. What do we do? I mean, I couldn't get that doctor, and Virginia Giuffre got a prince. It's pretty amazing what she did. And you know, Jesus was He rose from the dead because those assassins in Rome were killers. And if they let, how could he possibly be removed from the tomb? How? Did the disciples take him? Well, he went to 500 women first. Why women? I'm not going to answer that question. You can interpret it the way, I don't want to say, well, this is what I think and this is the right thing and da 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 da. This is my opinion, and don't go by what I say. Because a lot of times, and I know when I started to watch YouTube, I was really vulnerable, and I would listen to these people and think, oh my gosh, oh wow, I'm gonna listen. Oh, don't be like that. Like, don't be what I was. Don't be insecure. Start your channel, always like and if you like the person, you can, people on camera, you can really tell who they are, even more so in person, but not necessarily, because Oprah Winfrey, I was brainwashed for 25 years thinking she was an angel. Well, what I was going to say is, so Jesus existed, okay? And if you believe he was the Son of God or not, that's up to you. But I do believe there are other people that have extraordinary stories for a reason. And God uses us in ways that we like sometimes and that we don't feel comfortable in sometimes, and that is traumatizing. But we're not victims. We're not survivors. This is life. But what those women went through, and for Lady Victoria Harvey to shame them, is shameful. And it makes me want to cry. But I'm going to go because I don't want to cry. I made a joke out of it, but it's upsetting. So that is a wrap. And thank you for spending 37 minutes and 27 seconds with me. And that's a wrap. Okay. Bye. Bye-bye. And thank you